All right, well, hello and welcome to this preview of Ravenrook Plays Tokyo Psychodemic demo. So we are going to check out this very exciting demo. Gonna just, Raven. And then the last name, Rook. So it looks like we have like a mock login interface, user registration. So we're going to register with, Rook Raven. There we go. Right, because last name first, right? In Japanese, you do the surname and then the first name. Okay, so we're a dealer. I don't know what that means, but we'll find out. Anyway, I'm very excited about this. A bunch of my Instagram friends have been talking about the release of this demo and then the eventual release of the game. So we're going to see what this is all about. NewsTube. Okay. So, seems to be talking about some kind of outbreak. Uh-oh. Yeah. Influenza and then large crowd gathering. Never a good combination. We've been through this before. Oh no. Oh, we're bringing in English voices too.
Actual influenza? Existing anti-influenza drugs are not as effective as hoped, and the mortality rate appears to be much higher than previous influenza outbreaks. Some analysts suggest that Japan's Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare may be hiding.
This is exciting. Oh, this looks important. Lockdown. Oh no. If he's down, then who's going to minister the health? Oof. 3 years later. Okay, so that's our context. Eerily familiar to our real life. The world has changed. The new unknown virus outbreak that began in Tokyo in December 2019 quickly spread across the country with a fatality rate of 40%, even higher than that of Ebola hemorrhagic fever. International travel was restricted, and as the area with the most cases, all major roads to Tokyo were sealed off. The capital has been placed under total lockdown. Without effective treatment, the virus spread from the general populace to healthcare workers, the police, the self-defense force, and finally it reached the very heart of the nation. Major government officials such as the former Prime Minister, Chief Cabinet Secretary, and Minister of Health, Labor and Welfare became infected one after another and succumbed to the virus. By then, the country's death toll had exceeded 200,000. Holy shit! A new government was hastily established during this state of high alert, and a former infectious disease specialist who discovered a cure for the new virus and saved many lives was appointed as the new prime minister. Seems a little too convenient. The new prime minister put many policies for controlling the spread of the virus and preserving the economy into effect, all of which were a great success. The number of infections noticeably decreased, and eventually the pandemic that wrought havoc on the country came to an end. Yeah, seems a little too tidy. After we get this new government in and this new superstar person, a little suspicious. However, the world had still changed. And no matter how small those changes can be, no matter how small those changes can be seen everywhere we look. I got the cadence eventually. All right, looks like we're in some kind of crime scene. Could this typing be any slower? I get the effect and I like it, but does it have to be this slow? No, I'll answer that for everybody here. No, it doesn't. Oh boy, that was... let's hope that doesn't continue. Middle-aged man's voice. Hey, hard at work, I see. Police officer. Oh, Inspector Motora, sir. Inspector Motora, sir. That's one hell of a stink. I guess this is Motora. Young detective. It sure is a strong smell, but it's not just the burning flesh. There's something else, too. It kind of smells like dry grass, or old oil. It's so strong I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Whoa, Kiyohara, don't do that in front of the victim. Sorry, sir. Well, okay. It's just... oh, sorry, that's the old detective. Well, okay, it's just a part of the victim, but still. What was he doing? How can a person even be burned up like this? Who knows? This underground parking lot is pretty old, but there should still be some security cameras that record on videotapes. It'd be nice if they caught something, but I won't hold my breath. Oh, right. Isn't this the pharmaceutical company that developed the cure for the pandemic? And I think the doctor from one of their hospitals is... Dun dun dun, dignified woman. Excuse me, coming through. Huh? Move. I like her. Whoa! Well, I see he burned up quite nicely. I don't smell gasoline, but despite how severely he was burned, the ground and chairs nearby are only slightly charred. How interesting. Hey, who are... She's kind of... she's doing it. Okay. She's working it. Good job. What business does someone from the agency have here? What agency? Yuika Lawrence Kijima, from the Public Security Intelligence Agency under the Ministry of Justice. So I'm wondering, given the blonde hair, blue eyes, the English middle name, and just the presence of a middle name, if she is not half Japanese. Seems like a common trope for anyone vaguely foreign in an anime or visual novel / video game. The Public Security Investigation Agency. I'd like to know why someone who left the Metropolitan Police to join the Ministry of Justice would be here of all places. Isn't it natural to visit for cases of interest? As you can see, someone just got burned to death. You won't find any of your terrorist or organized crime groups here. Or are you investigating the police in secret? I'm aware that the mastermind behind that incident 5 years ago had contacts in the police department. Same with how that harmed trust in the police and all the demotions that happened due to public backlash. Oh, I heard that some psychic cult was planning a terrorist attack, or... It's certainly no laughing matter when your trusted colleagues turn out to be believers in some criminal cult. But you know, the ministry's no different, don't you? I hear rumors that they've got believers in there too. Okay, so we've got a cult as well. What I'm trying to say is that if we don't know who we can trust, we'll never stop doubting each other. That's a good point. Who found the victim? How is that any of your... Just tell me. What? It was the janitor, Ario Shuto, age 68. He arrived at the Sanko building at 6 a.m. for work as usual and started cleaning. While heading downstairs to throw out the garbage, he noticed smoke and a strange smell, then found the body. Though we say body, but by the time Ario Shuto found the victim, only his feet were left. Ugh. Jesus. Sounds like a case of SHC. SH... what? One evening in July 1951 in the town of St. Petersburg, Florida. Wow, we're going deep here in the United States. Richard Reeser went to visit his 67-year-old mother, Mary Reeser. He thought he would see his mother reading the books she liked as usual, but was instead greeted by an unbelievable sight. All that was left of her was one foot still wearing a slipper and a few other bones. There were hardly any trace of her left. The cause of death was being burned at a temperature higher than 1200 degrees Celsius, which is above even that of crematoriums. What's odd was that the fire didn't spread through the building where the body was found. Since then, similar incidents have been observed throughout the world. That's odd. November 1964 in Pennsylvania, March 1986 in New York, January 1988 in Southampton, England. It's said that there have been over 200 cases to date. In each of these cases, the source of the fire was unknown. Only the victim's body was burned, and that often only the feet were left, while the rest of the body was reduced to ashes. Since the truth was never made clear, these kinds of cases earned themselves a name. Interesting. Spontaneous human combustion. Oh, yes, we're dealing with spontaneous combustion. I haven't talked about this shit since middle school. Okay, a phenomenon where the human body spontaneously catches fire. Is that some kind of curse or occult thing? No, at least I don't think so. Even if we can't make sense of this case with the knowledge we have, there has to be a reason behind it. A living, breathing person has to have caused it. That's what I believe. Even if it is due to something paranormal. Oh, she dropped the P word. I see, so you're still chasing after them. Chasing after what? I've only heard rumors, but apparently some psychic cult had been kidnapping people and experimenting on them to draw out their psychic powers in a plot to take over society. I don't know if the part about psychic powers is true, but it got out that people had died due to their experiments. The cult was disbanded, but the truth about their experiments and the existence of psychics is still a mystery. Do you think the cult's experiments were successful? Wait, are you seriously asking that? There's no way something as ridiculous as psychics would... Idiot. Have we even worked on a single case that hasn't been ridiculous? And besides, crimes are crimes, specifically because they're abnormal. Looking into unsolvable cases is what I live for. There's no other reason. Sorry for stepping on your toes. Kojima. Don't push yourself too hard. You don't have to pursue the truth on your own. Oh, that's a nice shot of her. I know, but you did get one thing wrong. It's not just me who's chasing the truth. We all are. How poetic. How deep. Trial version. Let's go. Let's do it. So excited. This seems right up my alley. 1 month later. Wow, we're jumping all around the timeline. Oh, great. It's a little too slow, I'm not gonna lie. How did it go? The investigation was closed a week later. Spontaneous human combustion was treated as an unsolvable case. They told the news and victim's family that they'd continue to investigate, but the case was actually thrown out. They're getting rid of the evidence and reports. Apparently, it's due to pressure from some government officials. The government and police have been more cautious about storing files and evidence ever since the psychic cult case. They don't know if someone might try tampering with them, so all they can do is to not hold on to them. You mean they think destroying them is better than keeping redacted documents? That's about right, but I doubt that's the only reason. You think someone's behind this? Nobody from the ministry or the police should know that we're working behind the scenes. That's why we've been avoiding direct contact, only using information brokers to deliver case files, and using code names to hide our identities. Oh, okay, so that's where our code name at the beginning comes in. While communicating online, it's hard to believe that someone would destroy documents just to interfere with our investigation. I think there has to be another reason. You mean that maybe someone wants this case buried as soon as possible? You got it. We'll need to investigate this case ourselves. That's the only way to find out the truth. Ooh, what's that? Here's the autopsy report. He was burned at over 1,000 degrees Celsius, with only the feet left behind. I saw the crime scene with my own eyes. Everything above the ankles was burned to ash, even the bones. Ew. And despite the high temperature, the fire didn't spread to the rest of the building. That doesn't sound like an ordinary case. Exactly. Any other physical evidence? There's footage from the building's security cameras, the victim's belongings, and testimonies from those involved. There might be something in the security camera footage. I'll send the files to you with the usual method. Thank you. Tomona, you have 1 week. Alright. I'm heading back to the office. My partner is waiting. Oh, am I the partner? I thought I'd be her, but that's fine. How are they doing? Same as usual. They're probably taking a nap. Sounds like me. I bet. Let me know if you figure anything out about the case. I gotta make the police work a little harder. I will. Oh?
私を捕まえることなどできない。
山野井は異能教団なる団体を組織し、非人道的、反社会的な活動をしていた形跡があります。
この資料があれば、教団が何を計画していたかだけじゃなく、警察と教団の癒着も証明できる。
One of these mics is not like the other.
少しで世界は浄化された。進化した人類によって、世界は生まれ変わるはずだ。
探偵として調査している事件を放り出すことは、俺のポリシーに反する。
私
は秋葉と言います。
なんてことをしてくれたんだ。
ようこそ岩井探偵事務所へ。
Why is Tomono's voice in the middle of all that? Interesting. Well, yeah, I think this is us. It must be. Great. More painfully slow typing. Oh, there's the cat. Are you all right? You were making noises in your sleep. Maybe we have some latent psychic ability. You look like you had a bad dream. Was someone chasing you in it? Only a few people should know that we're hiding out here. It's been almost 4 years since we started investigating unsolved cases. There have to be some clues that will lead us to the people we're after. Until we uncover them, we will never give up the fight. Okay. Who's at the door? Looks like the case files I requested have arrived. Right on time. Information brokers sure are good at their jobs. About the door. Evidence. Oh, I like, this has very similar vibes. That delivery, the way it's written, looks like Persona 5. Very similar vibes. Evidence for cases will be delivered to the door. You can also go outside once you meet certain conditions. Okay. Yeah, let's go to the door. Alright, what's this? Victim information package obtained. Map to the crime scene and surrounding area. Alright, photos and article about the pharmaceutical company obtained. Yay! And video evidence, list of colleagues and acquaintances. Okay. Cool. Ah, yes, I forgot that I had received this. Autopsy report. That's helpful. Thank you. Burnt corpse found in the building's garbage dump. DNA testing difficult. Victim identified. Male employee of a Tokyo pharmaceutical company. I wish this weren't automatic. Body severely damaged. Death of blah blah blah. Murder and suicide both possible. Evidence of being burned at over 1,000 degrees. Experts are baffled. Yeah, I wish that text wasn't automatic so I could read all the headlines at my leisure, but whatever. Let's start by checking the files for the first unsolved case. We can pin all the evidence to the wall to get the full picture. Okay. Evidence and other information for cases is displayed on the evidence board. Any connections found will be shown with a red thread. Selecting an item will show reports and other case documents related to it. It will also display what you should look into next, so if you aren't sure how to proceed, check the evidence board. Okay. The case involves the burned remains of a pharmaceutical company employee being found in his office's basement. The aforementioned company and scene of the crime is called Sanko Pharmaceuticals. Its history can be traced back to the Meiji era. Okay. The company appears to have experienced growth through diversified management in hospitals and health insurance in addition to drug development. Smart. The victim's name was Mr. Gichi Kuraki, 45 years old. He belonged to the Drug Administration Department of Sanko Pharmaceuticals. On the day of the incident, his colleagues testified that he arrived at the office and worked as usual. A janitor who went to throw out garbage in the basement noticed the smell of burning meat. When he looked around, he found the victim, who had been burned to ashes, leaving only his feet. As for how the remains could be identified as Mr. Kuraki, a wallet contains his employee ID card was found at the scene, and the DNA of the feet were a match with that of the victim. According to the autopsy report, the basement did rise in temperature during the incident. Okay, but the only possible source of fire would have been the victim's lighter. That shouldn't have been enough to burn his body to nothing. That's true. I like this. His colleagues testified that he wasn't in conflict with anyone, so the police doubt foul play. Let's check if the police miss anything in the autopsy report or testimonies later. This map shows the area around the Sanko Pharmaceutical building, which was the scene of the crime. We can reference it while tracking the victim's movements for that day. Okay. Since the police found the case too difficult to solve, I heard they were going to rule it as an accident. But was it really an accident? Or is there something the police are overlooking? We'll have to get to the bottom of this case ourselves. First, we'll figure out what caused the victim to be burned so badly. What could have been the source of the fire? Let's check the security camera footage from the time of the incident and the photos of the scene taken by forensics immediately after. Perhaps they'll show something that could have caused the fire. Okay. Investigation work takes place at the desk. There you can find plenty of equipment, choose the right tool for the job to make headway in the case. Right. About video analysis. You can analyze video evidence for anything suspicious using specialized equipment. There are two displays so you can watch two videos at the same time. If you want to get a closer look at one video, you can zoom in on its display. Okay. You can pause, play, rewind, and fast forward the footage. The rewind and fast forward speeds can also be adjusted in increments. Okay. This is equipment for analyzing the footage, photos, and other media we've obtained. You can use it to fast forward, rewind, pause, and even check footage frame by frame. It can also zoom in on any parts of images that you want to look at in detail. Oh, file. That would help. Let's start with the security camera footage from the time of the incident. Put the tape labeled Sanko Pharmaceuticals Building B2 security camera into the video deck to watch it. Okay. Yeah, let's try speeding things along here. Okay, so we can only go to twice the speed. There's the victim. Okay. Hey, no! Wonder where he went. According to the blueprints, that's the way to the garbage room. Okay, I don't think I was supposed to do it that way, but whatever. Oh, he's back. He's standing in the shadow of that pillar, so we can't see what he's doing. that's where he died, right? That's where the body was found. I'm not sure we're going to get anything else. Okay, now we have smoke. Smoke? Is something burning? Could that be the victim? What do you fucking think? Okay, there's the fire. So we need another camera angle. What's going on here? We can't tell what happened because the security camera didn't catch the most crucial moment. Let's try checking the photos of the crime scene next. Okay. You can analyze photo evidence. Cool. Some points of interest are only visible after zooming in and placing your cursor over them. I've scanned the photos we just put on the evidence board and saved them to the PC. If we perform a thorough check with image analysis, we should be able to find some clues. We should start with a photo of the place where the victim's remains were found. Let's put that photo on the display for analysis. The image analysis program uses AI to detect what the subject of the picture is, but be aware that it won't work if the photo is blurry or when the subject's shape is indistinct or not fully visible. As you're probably aware, when the image analysis is complete, you can zoom and pan around the image. This will allow you to zoom in on specific areas you want to get a closer look at. You can move the plus cursor to look for clues. If something catches your attention, take a screenshot with it in focus. Zoom in on any small details you want to capture. You can detect more that way. Okay. Let's have at it. Okay. Aren't there usually traces where a fire starts? This shouldn't be an exception. Okay, let's move on to something else. What's this? I don't think that's the source of the fire. Let's try looking for something else that it could be. Okay, I was just taking pictures of interesting things. Alright, plastic bottle. What about this? The images you take will be saved to the screenshots folder. You can print them, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Anyway, let's see what our colleagues have to say about the picture we just took. Ask the Dark Pit, a secret website on the internet. Sounds like the dark web. For those working on the investigation, you can upload digitized physical evidence and maps, as well as exchange information via bulletin boards and voice chat toggle window. You can gain information from your colleagues by posting physical evidence in a bulletin board thread. However, you don't expect to get any information if you post in an unrelated thread. If you click the icon at the top left of the screen, you'll be automatically logged into our website. Oh, cat! This is the Dark Pit, our own hidden corner of the internet. Everyone on this site has the same goal that we do. They'll help us find the truth behind these cases using their specialized knowledge and skills. Just in case, you should never reveal your identity when using the Dark Pit. We decided to use code names with each other, remember? The creator of the image analysis program in the Dark Pit is the mechanic. The bartender is knowledgeable about medicine and pharmaceuticals. Odd specializes in the occult. You're the dealer, and I'm the manager. Okay, that explains dealer from the beginning. Oh yes, and there's one more. The middleman, who provides us with the police's case files and delivers our findings to investigators. Junket. What a name. If we all put our heads together, I'm sure we can solve these cases. I just know it. Maybe. Okay. Alright, let's put the picture you just took on the bulletin board and ask everyone if it looks like the source of the fire. Oh, screenshot. There we go. Okay, tobacco is one of the leading causes of fires. I'll send you some articles to read over later. That sure was fast. Let's take a look at the data we've received. What? Oh, switch windows. There we go. Sounds like cigarettes can often cause fires. We'll put that on the evidence board as our hypothesis. Cool. But that still leaves the question of how the victim's body could have been burned this badly. There has to be a reason behind this. What caused the temperature to rise high enough, blah blah blah. The photos might show us something that could give us an explanation. We should check the other crime scene photos and not just the ones of the body. You never know where you'll find the clues after all. Okay. Back to the desk. Which photo do you want to start with? I don't know. Why not this one? Yeah, what's that? Is there anything else from the crime scene photos or victims' belongings you want to look at? If you find anything, blah, blah, blah. Ah! No! Stop it! I didn't mean to. Cardboard. I feel like that's not really helping. Bucket? No? Okay. Oh, why didn't the sprinklers go off? That's a good question, right? That's gotta be a good question. Okay. Money. Ooh, let's go use his credit card. Member's card to what? Those look a little iffy. Let's put this one back. I'm just curious. Plastic bag. What's this? We'll just keep that one. And then... I don't think we'll find anything there, but you never know. And we might as well just throw up the other one, just so it's there. I thought maybe that was a person there, but no. What could cause the high temperature? The label on the bottle says ethanol on it. Most people know that ethanol is a type of alcohol. Alcohol. Ethanol is produced when fermenting alcoholic beverages, so they contain some of it as well. Alcohol is flammable, correct? Yes, chemicals have both an autoignition temperature and a flashpoint. Spontaneous combustion is related to autoignition temperature. Even at high concentrations, alcohol only combusts at around 420 degrees Celsius. However, its flashpoint is low, so if in close proximity to fire, it ignites at about 13 degrees Celsius. I read the autopsy report, but it sounds like they didn't look into the white bottle. Oh, we may have found it! It was found further away from the remains, so they may have thought it wasn't related. Interesting. Assuming that caused the high temperature, why was it at the site in the first place? Did someone else bring it there, or could it have been the victim himself? Speaking of which, the case files that the information broker delivered to us from the police should include a videotape labeled Sanko Pharmaceuticals building front entrance security camera. Let's check it for anything suspicious. Let's! It looks like the victim went out right before the incident. Let's take a look. There's the victim. We'll watch it a bit longer to see which direction he went. Can I not go full screen? He left the office and headed to the right. We'll check the footage of him coming back too. I imagine the footage at the same spot 14 minutes later. Let's put it on display 2. Look, he didn't have anything when he left the office, but now he's holding something. Could it have something to do with the case? There was a plastic bag in the crime scene photo, so perhaps it was the victim himself who brought the cause of the high temperature to the scene. No, it's possible that the bag contained something unrelated to the case. It took about 15 minutes for the victim to return, which means 7 to 8 minutes each way. Where could he go within that time? We'll have to retrace the victim's footsteps before the incident. Looks like we're looking at the map. What route did the victim take? We'll have to check the footage from the nearby security cameras. Let's discuss this with our colleagues using the bulletin board. The victim didn't leave a trail when returning to the office from point A. Out of the 2 possible routes, which did he take? Looks like you've run into a problem. In our current surveillance society, there are tons of security cameras installed around town. Parking lots, shops, private property, you name it. You can narrow down which ones to check if you know what you're looking for. Of course, we can't hack any that aren't connected to a network, but that also means that as long as it is on a network, we can hack it. Just call it one of my special skills. You want to know where the victim went, right? In that case, if we get the footage of the fork and each possible route, we can probably figure out which way he went. There's one security on the corner at point A. Looks like it has footage of the victim. I'll hack into it and send you the data. Okay. There's the victim. Which way is he going? The victim turned left. Okay, so he turned left. Looks like the victim turned left from point A. The road splits at point B. If we follow the footage from the security cameras near point B, we should be able to figure out where the victim went. There are 2 security cameras near point B. There should be footage of the victim on one or both of these cameras. I'll hack them now and send you the videos. Take a look. Okay. Nice! I will say it's a little quiet at this part music-wise. That's him, right? Or is that somebody else? Why does it start over? Okay, I don't get the controls at all for the, like the frame skipping with the right analog stick. Seems to be a bit touchy, but maybe that's just my experience. There's the victim. Yeah, I just pressed left once and it skipped to that part on that video. There's the victim. It looks like he was, this was the right direction. Okay. It looks like the victim turned right from point B. The road splits into 3 at point C. If we follow the footage from the nearby cameras, blah, blah, blah. Okay. There are 2 security cameras near point C. There should be footage of the victim on one or both. I'll hack them now and send you the videos. Take a look. There's the victim. Which way is he going? The victim headed right. Okay, good. So randomly pressing buttons. There we go. What? I don't see the victim. It looks like the victim turned right from point C, but he's not on the security footage from the camera that's down that road. Considering when the victim returned to the office, perhaps his destination was near point D. Hopefully the security cameras near point D have footage of the victim. Unfortunately, there aren't any security cameras that I can hack on that road. But there are some stores with cameras that way, so I'll send you the footage from those. This process seems a bit tedious, not gonna lie. Okay, doesn't seem like he's on that one. Or that one. Oh, there he is. So he was going to this store. Let's keep watching to see what he's doing here. Looks like he bought a bottle, but we can't see the label from this angle, but it looks similar to the one in question. Let's use compare to see if anything from the crime scene matches this bottle. First, we'll take a screenshot of the bottle. Okay. Now what? Oh, there we go. Did any of the crime scene photos show a little bottle like this one? Let's check. Yep. This image analysis program can determine if the objects shown on each of the 2 displays are the same. Put something that you think is a match to the victim's bottle on the screen for comparison. You can compare elements found by the AI in videos or photos. When a target is found on both monitors, you can compare the images on each of them for a match. You can take screenshots of the photos as usual or use screenshot mode for videos to capture images for comparison. Press R1 when a target has been found on both displays. Oh, let's see. This is exciting. Did we get a definite match? 93, that's pretty high. That's a high match rate. I think it's safe to say they're the same thing. So the bottle at the crime scene was probably the same one that the victim bought. I think I've heard a little bit about ethanol, but we need more information. Do you still have questions about the ethanol? We want to know more detailed information about ethanol. Ethanol is also known as ethyl alcohol. Its chemical formula is C2H6O. It's a volatile, colorless, and transparent liquid. It qualifies as a hazardous material under the Fire Service Act and ignites at about 13 degrees Celsius, with the flames reaching about 1700 degrees Celsius. So this could fit our profile. I should have an article about ethanol. I'll send it to you. Okay, nice little structure there. Oh, I loved chemistry. So fun. Sounds like ethanol alone won't produce high temperatures, but it can be considered a catalyst. Now the question is, why would the victim buy ethanol? So far, our investigation hasn't uncovered the reason why the victim bought the ethanol. Alright, I think we should ask him for a second opinion. Who's him? I'm going to Fuchu Prison. That's where my old mentor is. We were never short of cases as members of the EY Detective Agency, but my mentor ended up getting arrested. His deductive abilities are still top tier though. So I think he can help us out here. So let's go. Okay, we're going to a prisoner for help. Great. Oh, that's the trial version. Okay. Awesome. Well, that was a lot of fun. A little on the tedious side, especially toward the end when we were analyzing video footage and photos, which I know that's probably realistic. This does kind of label itself or advertise itself as a investigation simulation game, as a major kind of tag or component of the gameplay. So that makes a lot of sense. Still think it was a tad too tedious in that part, especially the interruptions from our coworker or colleague. Could have used a little bit less of that maybe, and a little bit more of just a block of text. I tend to not like that, but maybe that could have served a purpose better of just having a block of text and then we kind of figure it out from there instead of constant interruptions from our colleague. But other than that, it looks really promising. The art style is really cool. And I'm really looking forward to diving into the full release when it does come out. So, as always, we'll end the video here. Leave a like if you like, a dislike if you don't. Comment, subscribe, do what you gotta do. But I'm hopping off. Hope you've enjoyed this sneak peek at Tokyo Psychodemic, and hope you're as excited as I am for the full release. Peace!